Are you in a card making slump? Come take the challenge. I do a new sketch each month, and today is July 9th, and I have a new sketch. Welcome to Stampin' on the Hill. I'm Deb Keyes. Let me show you the sketch. I had posted it on Monday. Let me give you a brief overview here. And I posted it on Monday, and you know what? This is the wrong version. Let me try this way. There it is. That's got the dimensions and everything on it. So this is actually the graphic that you saw on Monday. So if you take the challenge, please post your version of this particular sketch challenge. And you have until I'll pick winners. Everybody who posts their card, a picture of their card to the Monday post where it shows this graphic, I will do a drawing on August 15th and send somebody, some lucky winner, a prize for taking the challenge and participating in the fun. All right, so let's just jump right down and get started. Okay, so I'm starting with a piece of thick basic white. This is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. This is going to be my card base. And I have pre-cut a bunch of stuff so that it doesn't make the video so long. But I have cut 3 Blackberry Bliss 2-inch circles. And I have cut 1 each out of these 2 pieces of DSP. And I have already added those to my Blackberry Bliss layer. So I've got another 1 layer here of Blackberry Bliss, and we're going to, let's punch it first. We're going to punch a white one out, and here's a tip for you. So if your piece of cardstock is like just the right size to fit in your punch, I'm using the 1 7/8. If it's just the right size and you don't have room to hold on to it anymore, add yourself a little piece of a sticky note to the edge, and that gives you something to hold on to. All right, so we're going to punch this one out, and I'm going to bring in our memento, and I'm bringing in, I've got the strawberry inside of the glass already mounted on one side, and then the lavender on the other side. So I'm going to just ink this up, and it's not all going to fit in here, so I just need a little part of it to fit in here. But we'll just go like this, and then let's clean this up. Bring in my chamois and clean the desk up. All right, and then I'm also going to add the lavender. I want to make sure it looks like it stays sort of inside the glass here, so let's do it like this. There we go. Clean this off. Get rid of our ink for now. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use my glass block. I'm going to use my Strawberry Slush brush tip Stampin' Right marker. I'm going to just wiggle some ink onto my block a minute. You've seen me sometimes pick up ink from the actual ink pad, but this is just another way to add your ink. I'm using an aqua painter because I have one and I like it. If you don't have one, and I know we don't sell them anymore, or at least currently, or a water painter, just use a brush, a watercolor brush. So I'm just going to do a little watercoloring. I want it to look like the strawberry top. I don't want to color that part. So I want it to look like the strawberry is in there. I think I need a little bit more. Let's see here. I think I had a little extra water, so it kind of can always add more, right? You can't take it off. You can always add more. Make it look like the strawberry is not quite down. Somebody's been drinking out of this glass. That'll be good enough for now. You are certainly welcome to be more perfect with yours, but I'm just trying to teach you the sketch. So I'm going to also bring in, this is an old olive. I'm going to be using the bullet tip point of this. And I'm just going to sort of color in the leaves a little bit. And then I'm going to also color the little, I don't know what these are. I mean, it's supposed to be lavender, but I didn't want to use another color in here. So we're just going to wing it. I used so we can add this to our other, let's see here. Add this to our other Blackberry Bliss 2-inch circle. All right. I've already cut out a lime. I've cut out what I think is rosemary, but I picked up the colors from the DSP, and it shows you on the back of the DSP. I also used my red little marker. I pre-cut these things out, but I used my red marker to add the little pimento to the olives, and then I glued them onto the toothpick already. Let me show you. Let's find the stamp set. I need to put some of the stuff away so I like to reuse my blocks. So I was going to show you how I stamped we need this color. Nope, we need black. And we're going to need Versamark. So in this particular method that I'm going to do, I just wanted it to stand out just a little bit. I didn't want to be all obnoxious with the greeting, but it's so small, I needed it to take up more space. So I'm going to just pick an angle here that it all fits on, and I'm going to kind of stamp "It's Your Day" in black on an angle. Then I'm done with the black. I'm going to clean off my stamp, and then I'm going to come back in with the Versamark. And the Versamark acts as just a clear ink. So I'm going to try to stay at the same angle and keep going like this. And you probably aren't going to be able to see this very well until I pick it up. So give me just a sec. We're just going to stamp all the rest of the "It's Your Days." And it looks like I could probably do just a little bit more at the top. All right, so with that done, I'm not sure if you can see it. Oh yeah, you kind of can. Sometimes if I hold it sort of toward me, the light hits it just the right way, but you can kind of see. So it gives you a kind of a watermark effect. So anyway, I wanted it to be, I didn't want it to look so obnoxious with all of the black all the way across. I had tried that and I didn't like it. All right, so we're going to cut some banner ends up in the middle and then from each side. And then flip it around and do the same thing again. Got our little pieces of garbage. Slide those off. All right. We are going to bring in the folder, the gardens portion of the folder, and I'm lining this up as close to, I want the flowers to be as close to, and it doesn't matter to me if they go off a little bit. So like down here, I can see it's coming off, but I kind of wanted it to be as close to the edge as I could possibly get it. So I might just go like this. And then we'll fold this up and make sure it looks a little bit straight in there. We're going to bring in the cut and emboss machine. And because this is a thinner folder, we're going to use the 2 cutting plates, but not the number 2 plate. So I've got the number 1 base, and then a cutting plate is making my sandwich, a cutting plate, and the folder with the paper in it, and then another cutting plate on top. And I just moved it. Darn. All right, let's try this again. There we go. And it's going to fit in our machine this way just barely. So I want to make sure that it's on the platform as straight as I could get it. And make sure my bevels are off the edge. Let's try this here. It's a little tough going through, but it's supposed to be, otherwise you wouldn't get that great embossed impression. See it? Okay, there you go. See it. All right, so we're going to start with that. We're going to layer these on. And again, I'm only going to use glue because I don't want it to be too puffy, or else I have to add extra postage for the mail. So we're going to do this one up here. And we're going to do this one on the bottom. Oops, I had tried that once before. Put this one on the bottom, kind of at an angle maybe. And then this one off to the side in the middle. You can determine which way you want it to go. I think like this. Over here. Then I'm going to glue. Let's see. I want to kind of dry fit where this is going to go. It's going to be kind of like this. So I need room for my olives. I'm going to just put a little dab of glue on my olive back. The one dab, right? All right. So this is going to go like this. Let's grab a chamois. All right. There's that one. And then I want this to come up from behind. So this is glued to here. I'm going to put the It's Your Day on dimensionals. But then I want this to come up from the back. And this to be down below. And then we'll bring in the dimensionals. Pop those on the back of here. They always come off easier when you're not being watched. All right. And then this is going to be like this. So then, of course, we have to put something on the inside. So I then also grabbed, what did I do with my stamps now? I grabbed that, I think it's rosemary, but who knows? I grabbed the rosemary, and I grabbed my basic beige, which is the color that I actually stamped the toothpick in, and then before I cut it out. So I know you didn't see me actually use it because I did that ahead of time, but so we're going to add some of these there, and then we'll just put cheers in the center. So let's grab cheers out of here. And let's put this one back. I always leave the cellophane on mine. I don't know that you have to, but it helps it from sticking to both sides of the case, for me anyway. And memento. Make sure we can get it on there straight. Stamp straight down, straight back up. Perfect. That doesn't happen very often, that it becomes perfect on camera. So there you go. I think it needs a little like that so it lays flat. Okay, so I'm hoping that you enjoyed this project. I hope you take the challenge. In order to get I will provide the written tutorial for this. It will come in my newsletter. If you've signed up for my newsletter, you will automatically get it. The newsletter comes once a month, and I will put a link in the description so you can sign up for the newsletter if you don't already get it. We will be making this in our July class, this sketch. So I hope you join us for that. I also have like a virtual cards in the mail kind of a program. So if you're interested in that, message me and I will give you more details. And if you liked this particular video, I would love it if you would give me a thumbs up and or comment. It helps grow my channel. So until next time, thanks for watching.